Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Deborah McCampbell. I am a board certified trichologist and a licensed cosmetologist of 30 years located in the city of San Diego, California. Welcome. Today I want to talk to you about understanding thinning hair. And my subtitle is It's a Natural Part of Aging for Women. So let's get into it. I have 3 points for you. The first point I want to talk to you about is when does hair loss occur? 2, what are the common causes of that hair loss? And 3, what are some of the solutions? So my first point, when does hair loss occur? It can start as early as in the late teens for various of reasons. It could be hair care practices, as far as hair care styling, and also if postpartum. Some teens are moms and the hormones is fluctuating. But my focus today is talking about women who are 35 plus. Those are the women that I see in my salon and my clinic. I focus on the 35 because I would like to prevent hair loss at that stage before we move into the plus. But at 35, women who are in their childbearing years can experience something called postpartum that happens after birth. Did you know between 50 and 60% of women go through postpartum have hair shedding? It's true. Okay, so the 40-year-old, I wanted to say also at 35, some women are career women, some women are stay-at-home moms, and some are married and some are single, some are running full households. So that's another reason why a 35-year-old will start to see some thinning in their hair, and perhaps they don't have an opportunity because they're so busy in their life that they don't have an opportunity to really care for their hair in the way that they would perhaps like to. So they rely heavily on protective styles. Then you have the women 40 plus. Of course, they're perhaps well into their career, or they could still be stay-at-home moms too. And they're dealing with maybe teenagers and a lot of juggling with children, events and things like that. They're running full households as well. And then some women in their 40s are going through what you call perimenopause. So that's some of the reasons that they also could be seeing some hair thinning, and not to mention stress in both 35 and 40 plus. And so your next age is the 50s. This woman is well into her career. Some of them probably already have retired. For sure, not postmenopausal, perimenopausal. Some 50-year-olds are just starting, or they're already in the menopause. So you have a fluctuate of your hormones, and not to mention the stress because they're well into their career or they're retiring as well. Just various of things is going on in us women's lives. And so then you looking at the 60 plus. These women are retired and they are more vibrant than ever. I'm 60, I'm not retired, but I love what I do, so I'm not retired. But postmenopausal, that's where I'm at. And I have thinning hair too, so this the stress of everyday life. They could be taking care of elderly parents, husbands, they could be single, just a various of things. All these women have those things in common from 35 plus, some single, some married, as I said, career, stay-at-home moms, whatever it is, it's a lot going on that we have to deal with. So as I shared with you before, the postpartum is with 35 years old as well. Some of them still having children. And it's up to 50 to 60% of hair shedding through that time. Then in your 40s, you got the perimenopause. 40% of women by the age of 40 is experiencing shedding. Then at 50 plus, all the way up to 60 and on, 60% women experience hair loss. And that's a very high percent. So what we talked about the common causes, but we didn't cover them all. So some women are experiencing thyroid issues. So the thyroid is in your hormone level area, and so that causes hair loss, trying to get the hormones regulated. So it's all an imbalance of hormones. And also what happens with the hormones too, especially when you become perimenopause, menopausal, and postmenopausal, the estrogen goes down. And that estrogen and progesterone is what women have that when they have all that hair. Okay, so you don't have, it starts to go down and your androgen goes up, which is the testosterone, which causes DHT, which is causes hair loss because it suffocates the hair follicle. Then you have something called PCOS, which is polyovarian syndrome. Polycystic ovarian syndrome. Let me see, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Yeah, it's a whole mouthful, but yeah, you have that. And so that causes hair loss too. And then some of the other things such as nutritional deficiency can cause hair loss. Stress, because when we're really stressed, the cortisol, it increases, which causes hair loss as well. And then it could be genetic. If your mom, your grandparents, your siblings are dealing with hair loss, it's a possibility that a person or a woman is dealing with some genetic hair loss. So now that we went through all of that, what are some of the solutions that we can do to stop the hair loss or slow the rate down? So there is a couple of things you can do. There's at-home solutions. They have over-the-counter products. And of course, we have, I should say, come into the clinic for different procedures. So let's go one at a time and talk about what you can do at home. First thing I would recommend to any woman who is experiencing hair thinning to visit your physician and have some blood work done, get a physical done. That way, if you have any type of underlying medical conditions, your physician can address that for you, and that will help stop the hair loss. Okay, so and after you've done that, and say you're healthy and you're just stressing, and so at home you got to manage your stress, because unmanaged stress will cause hair loss amongst other health issues. So what you could do for managing your stress. You could exercise, you can meditate, you can pray, you can, read a book, you can listen to some music, whatever you need to do to get yourself in a calm state. And you know what is good? What I do? Breathing techniques. I kind of learned that, I guess, this year. Just breathing in and out. And I tell you, it really does work. It sounds kind of crazy, but it really does. It calms you down when you're upset. Just taking a 5, count to 10. So when you breathe in, you hold it and then you let it out. And you do that for about a count to 10 or on 5, 5, one hand, counting on one hand at a time. So you could do that. If it's nutrition, you're not eating enough food, enough good food, good healthy food, balanced meals, then you can rectify that by meal prepping. Meal prepping is amazing. It does take a day to actually get it done. But when you meal prep, you don't have to worry about what are you going to eat. You can plan to make sure you have the leafy greens, the lean meat. And if you're a vegetarian, that's fine too, because you can get up to 46% and more out of kale, your broccoli, and your spinach, and eggs, and things like that. So you want to make sure you have a balanced meal so that you don't have a nutrition deficiency. And then also adding in supplements. Supplements are great. It's not a replacement for your food. It is an additional to, okay? And also drinking enough water. So if you hydrate yourself from within, you cannot just drink 2 or 3 glasses of water, because you have a whole entire system here that you have to make sure that it's going to get enough water, so it would have enough left over for your hair to be hydrated. Because if your hair and scalp is dry, check and see how much water you are intaking. And they have a great little app where you can even track how much water you're eating. You can drinking. You can track how much food you're eating, all the good things that you want to. And I will say, you are truly what you eat. If you having a diet of fast food, processed foods, sugary foods, starchy foods, it's going to not give you the head of hair that you want, because it's just empty calories and it's going to make you sick. Sugar is just the enemy. As much as I like cakes, it is the enemy. So you want to if you can't avoid it, eat it sparingly, not as much. Okay. What else can you do? Yeah. So those are some of the things you can do at home. Now let's talk about over the counter. Now, if you don't have an underlying issue, you check with your doctor, and you can get some things over the counter. I have things here in my office. I have my own product line that I refer my clients, such as the supplements that I talked about. We have supplements that works with DHT, of course, your shampoos for thinning, dry hair, breakage. You can get things like that, the shampoos and conditions for the condition that you're dealing with. Because if you're having thinning hair, perhaps, you need to check your shampoos, make sure it doesn't have paraffins, make sure it doesn't have SLS. I'm not going to try to say all that, but it's sodium lauryl something sulfate, that's what it is. And so you want to make sure it doesn't have that. A great conditioner. So, good hair and scalp hygiene will help your hair to grow. And then they also have like minoxidil, which we have hair stimulators to promote growth for you. They just have an array of things for hair thinning over the counter. Now we want to talk about coming into the office, different procedures that we have for you. Like behind me is a low level light. And what this does is stimulate the hair follicles. It gets the blood supply so the hair follicles can get the nutrients so that it can grow. And then of course we have our whole product line here, which if you having mild hair loss, we have a product there for that. If you have moderate to severe, we have our Rest-A-Root. We also have our supplements to feed yourself from within. And we have an array of tools at our hand that can help you with your hair loss. They have what they call PRP, which is a plasma that they get it from your blood to injections into your scalp so that you can heal, your natural body, start healing that way. They also have some dermatologists believe in steroids. Sometimes people have to have steroids depending on what type of hair loss that you may have. And so those are the 3 things that I wanted to talk to you about today. Hopefully you were able to get some good information to help you get a hand on this hair loss and hair thinning. And just remember, you are not alone. There's many women, 66% of women 50 plus, who are losing their hair, okay? And then there's 40% of women who are in their 40s who are losing their hair by the age of 40. And then also if you postmenopausal, 50 to 60%. So you're not alone. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit the notification button. I'll come back every Monday with a new video talking about what you can do. Thank you so much, and you have a fantastic day. Bye.